Jurassic-Era Transformable Dino-Eggs. Yeah, this is a very special video that I'm working on because I remember having one of these, and it was 1993. I didn't know exactly. I knew it was early 90s, but I just have vivid memories of being with my father in a car with one of my friends. I've mentioned one of my friends growing up. I used to live up the street. He used to, back in my childhood home, I used to go up and play with him and, go to his house, and he'd, go to lake house trips with me and my dad. And I just remember being in the car with my dad, and he drove a white Chevrolet truck. If I can get a picture of it, I forgot it. It's 1987 at the time. I don't know. No, I'm talking about the model of the truck. But anyway, my memory is so hazy. I just remember, just going to the lake house with my father and hanging out with my friend at the time. We used to go to the lake all the time. It was cool. We would throw Nerf balls and stuff, and just had a good old time, man. But I did a little bit of research, which I didn't know. This was in 1993. They are called the Jurassic-Era Transformable Dino-Eggs, and I had the Anatosaurus? I'm not sure because of the captions, but I don't know. I just really like these things, and I'm talking about them, but I have them kind of over here. Let me get that real quick. But yeah, I just put it in this like weird little container that I picked up at the beach when I went to the beach. But yeah, first off, I guess I'll just talk about them and talk about trivia and just like leaf through my phone. But I'll just grab and go. But yeah, this one right here, we got this. I'm gonna show pictures while I just kind of show it off. But I got this one, and let me just open it up while I'm talking to you. I'm getting older, and my memory is just kind of conflated. Things just are the way they are. There are certain things that are just lost to the ether of time. I can't really recall stuff. As I get older, I appreciate and revere the special times I had with my father and friends of old. I really do miss my brothers, my friends in Boy Scouts. We used to go on trips and stuff, and my father was around, and my friends all loved my dad because he was the scoutmaster, right? My father was a great man. He was well respected in the community and stuff, and I was really fortunate to have an upbringing like I did because I had a very awesome male role model with him. But being somebody's son, you just everybody might love your father, but they don't know your father like you do. And people would always say, "Oh, you got such great dad and everything like this." And I knew him a different way, so it's like I love my dad, but I hated him too. But he was a great man, and this is I don't know which one this one is called, but I got the pictures and everything. I forgot to add that I was watching Jurassic World, and for some reason I've been just like channeling dinosaurs. So dinosaurs are really cool. I mean, that's what I was never into dinosaurs like crazy. I remember a big old inflatable T-Rex that I got for Christmas one year, and I think I got pictures of that. My mother's got a bunch of those pictures laying around at her house, so we got that going. But yeah, I was watching Jurassic World, and the only reason why I was watching it is because I recently watched The Avengers, and there was a trailer for Jurassic World. So what I did, a sequel to Jurassic World, so I went by, grocery store that had this for $5, so got that going. And yeah, so this is one of the little eggs. Now these egg toys, I was doing a quick little Google search, and they're very hard to get. Now these are 1993, and with the little bit of research I just did, these were made in Canada, and Bandai made them. You know Bandai? They make toys, and I think they made some video games too. But I think they made them in Canada, and then they shipped them to Illinois. And there are like a whole lot of different variations of these little egg toys that you can come across. And I think that there's a little bit of a resurgence, because I went to a dollar store that's in my area, and I saw a pterodactyl that was a foldable thing, and of course I didn't get it for myself. I sent it to my nephew, because I'm trying, I mean, I don't have to get my nephew, I don't have to get him on dinosaurs, because he's a kid. He's going to like Batman. He's going to like dinosaurs. He's going to like whatever the crap kids are into. I try to get him on video games. Like one of those like little systems, I forgot what it's called, but I'll probably show an overlay. But yeah, his birthday's today. My nephew, he's 10 years old, so happy birthday, nephew. If you I figure one day I'm just going to show these videos, like I'm just going to be like, I want to say he's 15. And then I'm going to say, hey, you know what, man? I made a bunch of videos on YouTube. This is my channel. I love you, man. And I do. Hey, future nephew, you know who you are. A whole lot of love goes your way. I don't see you the way that I can, and I can't talk to you the way that I can. And I figure that with the way that the world is, I try to talk about MGTOW stuff, but for real, you only learn when you're burnt. So I can't really convince you to do anything. I just want you to avoid pitfalls in life. That's it. You know what I mean? So I'm walking my life. I know you're walking your life, but I have generalized empathy and care and compassion for my fellow man. So I'm hoping that energy is exuded with my channel just in general, but that's beside the point. But happy birthday, man. Yeah, I know you're spending time with my mother now, and I know you got my card and my little knickknacks I sent you along with that Amazon gift thing that I got. But I'm not gloating that I got you stuff. Big deal, right? It's just I just want you to know I love you. That's it. But this is one of the toys, and yeah, there's like little. Yeah, like little toys that I send to my nephew, but like my sister is like, I'm not close to my family, right? Because there's resentment and negativity there and stuff like that I'm trying to like let go of and just forgive and just accept reality, because people are the way they are and I'm the way I am, and it's rough and it's hard, but I'm just really like, I gave you some like thoughtful toys that are probably thrown away by now, because my sister, growing up with her, your mom, she is not very spatially aware. I don't think many females are, because they'll just step on your stuff and break your stuff, and like throw away stuff for no good reason. I don't understand, but yeah, this is one of the toys. There's kind of a resurgence of these toys, and I think that it's really wonderful. And I might as well show pictures of alternatives that you can get, because apparently this is kind of a big deal in Japan. There's like little monsters that you can get, all kinds of stuff. Like there's let me refer to my phone here. Now this is going to be a little bit of a long form video. I was envisioning that this would be kind of a 3-minute thing, but I'm kind of like talking about my family, and that's okay, because I don't really have too much to hide or nothing. But there's this dinosaur toy forum, and apparently there's a community out there that are like action figure enthusiasts. Now I know that there's Kenner fans and Playmates. There's all kinds of but there's Bandai made toys too. Somebody posted awesome Stegosaurus skeleton dinosaur transforming egg toy, and they're showing off the picture of this one. And yeah, it's just so cool that they just fold into themselves and close into an egg, and it's a nice little presentable egg, and then you fold it and you put it on a table or something. And I I guess that you wouldn't know this about me, but I'm not that crazy about Transformers. I never went down the rabbit hole of Transformer toys, but when I recognize good ones, yes, there are people who regard the Grimlock Transformer toy that I have as like the best of that line. I think that I have a good eye for quality. Growing up, I knew that I couldn't come across every single thing, so I just picked quality over quantity, of course, because I didn't have income. I was just like, I always felt sheepish asking my father for stuff because typically I would go to like grocery stores with my mother and try to get candy bars and crap and other junk food I didn't need to be eating. But you know, you're kids and you don't know, and you know, we live in a system that people don't know what they're doing. So you live and you learn. You learn better, you do better, essentially. But yeah, I felt so bad about asking for stuff for my father, my sweet father that just would give you the shirt off his back. Just a real archetypical, idealized, the ideal man, really. Just to me, I guess that we all look up to our fathers and just kind of idolize them and revere them. But I mean, I guess hindsight is 20/20, and absence makes the heart grow fonder. But I I miss my father in a lot of ways, and like emotions are weird. So he's been gone for like 3-4 years or something like that, and I've been staying busy and doing my own thing, and and then just something weird might spur some emotion. But yeah, I don't know. Just talking out loud about emotions, but yeah, this is one of the toys, and it's really kind of cool. Egg Monsters. There's one called Egg Monsters. Yeah, it's like a big thing in Japan. There's a lot of like more simplistic versions of them, but like the little skeletons, just the way that you can see the spine, it's just really smart, sleek, awesome design. I kind of prefer the skeleton look. Now I've seen some of these skeleton looking ones that are like newer looking, and they are different colors. I already know what I'm going to pick as the thumbnail. It's like the little marquee, the little display of these things. Now, there's a couple of them that I don't have, and that's okay. I don't really feel the need to just kind of like track down every single one of these. Because I have the one that I remember, the special one, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. But yeah, this is this green one. I'm going to show off this one because I'm yammering on about just family and I don't know, just don't take your family for granted. I'm a man and I'm a MGTOW and everything, and like it's really hard for me not to judge females in general. And I have 3 older sisters and my mother, and I feel like I can forgive my mother because she is awesome. She's done a lot for me. I have a whole lot of love for her, and she's nobody loves you like your mom, right? But when it comes to talking about personal stuff and like things that are very important to me, or if I'm bringing up that circumcision is a human rights violation and that it's just a blatant thing that it's been done to me and it affected me in very negative ways, and I expressed to my sisters, hey, like I felt like a crusade, like, hey, hey, raise awareness, speak up about male circumcision, guys, come on, the society listens to you, they don't listen to me. They say I need therapy. That's dismissive. And it's hurtful. And it's hard for me to go beyond that, but I can just recognize, hey, they have a perception of me that was me in my past, and here I am now in my now moments. And it's really hurtful when people who just don't know you make judgment calls like that. But yeah, this green one, let me show pictures. Yeah, just this one is a cool looking green one. Let me go ahead and unfold it because I was like unfolding the other ones while I was talking. This is turning out into just a completely like revelatory video, but I like these cool these cool stuff videos that I'm doing because I can just kind of talk about myself, vent, put myself out into the world, and do a one-shot take and not really have to worry about it. But yeah, this is a very special video to me, and yeah, I was never really a big fan about dinosaurs, but Jurassic Park is a cool series. I'm kind of getting into this movie, but I've been watching it off and on. Um, just kind of like editing videos and stuff. I was editing the Resident Evil video and just uploaded it just now. But yeah, this is David Lynch always said just you don't have to watch a movie in one sitting. He just takes offense to watching movies on your phone. He doesn't want you doing that. He thinks that's a big. It takes away from the experience. He wants you to watch it in a big sprawling auditorium or just with a good setup at home with like the best sound. That's what he wants. But we're not all David Lynch. I don't watch movies on my phone anyway. I always watch movies. I prefer to watch them on like yeah, at home where you're comfortable. Ideally, but movie theaters are okay if you go as the second or when the movies died down a little bit. Like when I went to see Avengers: Infinity War, I was um, I was in there with about 24 people, and everybody was pretty much, there was an unspoken agreement to keep quiet. But then again, they always start off the theaters with silence your phones, please. And that's cool. I just put mine on vibrate. I never turn it off. Well, I do turn it off sometimes, but yeah, this one's a really cool looking one, and it's really sleek. And now I ordered these on Etsy, and I want to emphasize that Etsy is just really awesome. There are pictures that I want to show of Dreamcast reproduction games. Now, apparently it's not illegal or anything against anybody or anything to buy reproduction Dreamcast games because there's a market for it. I've been able to do it more so on eBay, but eBay's a little bit more touchy about it now. eBay's more like, Etsy is more like, hey, we got a guy who can do this, and he'll churn them out for you, no problem. Very high quality stuff, and that's why I'm showing you pictures now, because I am heavily considering getting some like high quality reproduction games of like Rez or Cosmic Smash, some of those hard to find European PAL release games that I don't want to pay the money for that, and or like something like a reproduction copy of Ikaruga because I'm not paying those prices. I already have a reproduction copy of Border Down and Half-Life, Rainbow Cotton, and a shmup called like Shikakiro something. But yeah, I don't see any kind of shame in that game because prices are going up, things are going crazy. I don't see the point of paying $300 for a copy of Border Down when I can pay up to 20 to whatever price you want to agree on for Border Down, something a little bit more down to earth and realistic, because this is not a contest, you guys. Like we're collecting games and we appreciate games, and I think I wouldn't consider it like a legitimate collection if you have like a full collection and then you have some reproductions, but it's a respectable collection. It's just not the most authentic collection. Now, but it doesn't matter because it's your collection. It could be anything that you want it to be, right? But this is the Transformable Dino-Eggs Jurassic-Era. So we have two of them right now. And do you remember that acid-spitting monster? Now, that was haunting. That big guy, that guy from Newman from the Seinfeld show or whatever, he was just he was killed by one of those in one of those Jeeps or whatever. I like how this Jurassic World is kind of bringing things back, but like I'm saying, I'm watching this movie in segments. So there's just social engineering and stuff embedded. Like there's a girl that saves the main guy, and like the main guy like ends up kissing her, and then like there's these two kids that look, and I always think about how I would re-edit a movie. Like I want the kids to see the guy kiss the girl, and then go like, just act disgusted about it, because it is disgusting. Because like I was looking at the girl's feature, and something in my discernment tells me that's probably one of those Hollywood transgenders, because her nose, like the chick's nose looks kind of like my nose, but I mean, I'm just thinking like, is that a masculine feature? I mean, I guess you can't really go by noses because you typically go by hands and stuff like that, and shoulders, and like hip ratio and stuff like that. If you're trying to identify what, who's a transgender. But anyway, this is the last and not least one. Now this is the one that I remember so much. My friend that lived up the street from me growing up, he said, "Hey, I'll trade you this. I'll trade this for you." And I remember I had some trading cards that my father got me, and I believe that they were Topps or Donruss 1994 baseball cards. Now I'm not sure if I got rid of them or not. Doesn't matter. We have our memories. And he was wanting to pay me to get just regular cards or take them out of the package, but I wanted to keep them in the package. So I might have some baseball cards just still in the package somewhere. And I might have some old Goosebumps books somewhere. But what did I do with those Goosebumps books? Did I sell them? Did I give them to Goodwill? Be a good Goodwill day. All them Goosebumps books, man. What? Read how I got my shrunken head, and how I learned to fly. And there are other good ones, but those are my two favorites of all time right there. I've always liked those two. But yeah, this one right here, I'm just kind of going to show pictures at random while I'm talking about other stuff, because, why not? This one kind of has like shoulder blades that are kind of hard to articulate. Now the little screws in there, they are like rusted and stuff by now. I wonder, some are worse than others, but I wonder if like kids were playing with these in their bathtub. I used to do that. I had speaking of He-Man, there were some Dino-Egg type stuff that was like a He-Man Masters of the Universe type deal. Now I'm not very privy to those. I didn't really grow up with He-Man, but I remember a weird like glove insect thing that you put on your hand, and it was very haunting and weird. And I had a Skeletor action figure, and what is so unnerving about that Skeletor figure is that I put it in my bathtub, and I think I had it in the bathtub. I wasn't actually in the bathtub. I think I was like ready to go in, and the legs was going like this by itself, and I don't know what that is, and like I'm just like really, I mean, you can tell I'm just really somber and affected by it, but I mean, it really did affect me. I got rid of it because I believe in haunted items, which is kind of ironic because I'm a collector, right? I collect stuff, but I believe you can also heal stuff with your own energy. I don't believe in energy crystals or anything like that. I'm not adverse to it, but I kind of scoff at it, and I'm a little bit like that. I'm not going to dismiss someone and say you're crazy if you believe in energy crystals or like charging up crystals in the sun. I mean, like there's something about geometry and like shapes and patterns that the elites and the Gnostics and the Masons and stuff use, because why do they use them if they don't have power behind them? I mean, there's some sort of like association, but apparently those things don't really have power on you. They might on a subconscious level, but they don't unless you believe it. But this is all tangents and stuff. These are toys that are marketed towards kids, and I don't know if I'm like warped and twisted and stuff because I want to be closer to God, but like, how am I affected by all this worldly stuff? We're not supposed to be worldly, right? But anyway, we're talking about all kinds of stuff. I love this channel. I love everything that I'm doing on this channel here recently. I got my Dreamcast stuff. It's just, I've done so much with this channel, and I'm just building it, and it's just great. But I've been channeling a lot of like good stuff about my childhood, and my father like really did a lot for me, and he did a lot for the kids in the scout troop too. And I don't want you guys to be under the impression that I was some spoiled brat, son of the scoutmaster. I mean, I guess the cat was going to get out of the bag eventually. I mean, like, I've always tried to be, humble and grateful, and not, like, coming across as, a braggart or whatever, which I think was kind of unfair. My father was accused of being a braggart, with his own sister accused him of that, but he's a really accomplished person. I just feel like as men, We can be incredibly, like, successful in our own right. We could, you know what I mean? Like, he raised 4 kids and did a darn good job doing it. And he gets all kinds of hate. Like, he was a really good provider. I mean, yeah, there was problems, like he wasn't really there for you emotionally. He was kind of a narcissist. But I mean, he had crazy leadership qualities. The whole community loved him and stuff. He was well respected and regarded. People loved the crap out of him. And you know what? I love him too. He was a great man. He is a great man, you know, because he lives inside me. You know what I mean? And I don't want to let go of that, because I try to honor him every day. You know what I mean? And these people that in your life that are still around, just cherish them and love them, because I mean, you can die any minute. And you know, I go kind of crazy overboard with these Dreamcast games and stuff. It's just because I'm trying to put myself out there, and I'm trying to rush out and get spread positivity into the world, because you never know, you know. And I don't want to look back with regret too. And I do want to look back and say, hey, I reviewed all these Dreamcast games, and look, I did all this other cool stuff on the way, these cool stuff reviews. So there's that. So I'm sharing a piece of myself and putting it out there and stuff. So, you know, this is nothing but good stuff. Like I said, my channel's just a good place for positivity and awesomeness. And like when I was a kid, I was going through 6th grade, and I had a problem with my teacher, and that's a whole nother story that we're not going to get into. But there was a show and tell on 6th grade, and the kids were encouraged to bring a CD from home. CDs were big, right? So you know, all kinds of kids would like play music that they like, and they never got around to me. And I have very eclectic, interesting musical tastes, and I have invalidation issues within my family. I'm the youngest of 4 kids, so I feel very unimportant and overlooked, and like my opinion doesn't matter, and I feel like very extremely hit by society, you know, just, you know, treating men like we don't have feelings, or like nothing we say or do matters. So, I mean, with everything just being compounded like that, like indifference within my family, indifference with society, being overlooked and stuff, and people doing me wrong in the past and stuff, it's like very easy to be like resentful and negative and stuff. But I have this now moment, and this is like extreme show and tell for me. My whole channel is like show and tell. It's finally my time. My grandmother, my sweet grandmother, my mother's mom, she said, "This is your time. This is your time now." You know, because I mean, she was, you know, on her way out. She stuck around for another 3-5 years or something like that after the fact. But I used to play chess with my grandmother. She was a saint. I come from a very good family when it comes to morals and values like that stuff. So, but like I said, man, I just cherish. You know, like my grandmother's dead, my father's dead, and those were 2 very important people to me. And, you know, like I said, I have my mother, and she's the most important. So, and what's unfortunate is that I wish that I was closer to my sisters, but yeah, I feel like whenever I reached out, they don't do anything. And females just in general don't do anything. And I see a lot of that toxicity with females in society now and everything like that. Like, gosh darn it, I don't need to complain about being disregarded by society, because if you're gonna treat me like that, I don't want you in my life. So I've explained myself to them, and they just met with indifference and lack of understanding and empathy and caring, which females are supposed to be, empathetic and caring. But you know what I mean? Like if you're not gonna reach out and try to know your brother, you're missing out. You know, I because all of the effort's been on me. I've tried to send them stuff on their birthdays and stuff, and like they don't do anything. They don't. I mean, they might email, but they don't address the things that I talk about. Like they'll email me, but they don't really respond to. You know what I mean? It's just like they recognize that circumcision is kind of a touchy subject, so instead of talking about it, they skirt this. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's wrong. It's blatant. We live in a society that hates men, and they just want me to just deal. No, I'm righteously wrong, very righteously angry about male disposability. Men have to go to war and die. And we live under this climate where, oh, girl power, let's prop up women, but women don't do anything. You know, they want to they want to stop being a traditional housewife in favor of making a lot of money because of the consumer. Like, there's just tons of problems, guys. And then, you know, like, they just don't, they view us as success objects. They don't want to, you know, like, it does, like, I think I'm an attractive guy, but, like, no female wants me because they don't see me as money bags. And why do I want to participate in this under a society or a paradigm that, you know, it doesn't make any sense, guys. A lot of men are waking up, but women, they just don't care. It's just like every time there's problems with the disconnect between men and women, women always point the finger towards men and say, well, it's something up to you, something to you. I'm pointing the finger to you. Not my general audience, the men, because y'all are awesome. Because a lot of y'all pick up on what I'm saying. But females, it's just like, whenever you say, hey, you need to do something, they just have emotion-based thinking. They'll hang on to something. They won't get the main idea of what you're saying. They're just going to hang on to it. Oh, but you said this, and that doesn't go along with my reality, so blah, blah, blah. Not all women are like that. Oh, gosh, man. It's just like, listen to what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's a tangent about MGTOWs. I love my channel, too. I was thinking about putting up more MGTOW stuff and just having it on my Dreamcast 84 channel. Be like, you know what? Hey, MGTOW people. Yeah. Here's some MGTOW content. Come on in for the video games. You know, because, like, I have awesome hobbies and stuff, man. You know, like, I feel like you know, that's what's up. I don't like having to be too discreet or, you know, hiding myself too terribly much, because the truth comes out anyway, regardless. And, you know, like, heck, man, I mean, I don't want to be inauthentic. I don't want to have to live in fear because of, I might get fired because my female manager might find out, or that I'm a man going his own way. Who cares? When you're at work, you work. I'm nice to people, you know? If my manager comes across this video, hey, you know what I mean? Let's make that money. You know I'm awesome. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about that stuff. I just want to, I don't know. It's like, don't let the workplace affect you in your personal life. That's all I'm saying. In general, in life, it's like, achieve work-life balance. That's what I'm saying. But, yeah, when you're at work, just focus on work and keep it professional. Good times. But, yeah, these are very special toys that, well, actually, it's kind of like enhanced versions of childhood, because I grew up with this one in particular, and then I lost it or threw it away. I don't know what happened to it. I don't think it broke, but it's just, I had it and then it's gone. I don't know what happened to it. And then I came across this on Etsy, and it's like childhood enhanced, because I got these other two awesome Dino-Eggs that came with them. They're very complimentary, and it's a really cool set. It's not a complete set, but like I said, I don't need to have everything completed, because I'm happy. And life is full of loose ends anyway. Who wants a full Jurassic-Era Dino-Egg set? I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who would like it, but I'm happy with 3, basically. And, you know, I don't know. I might come across some of the generic later model ones that are probably super dirt cheap. You could probably get like bags of them on eBay for like $5 or something, man. But, yeah, man, these are just really cool concept, really awesome. I love them. They're Jurassic-Era Dino-Eggs. Now let me make sure that there's nothing else that I forgot about. Like I think that I've talked about everything that I needed to talk about it. Egg monsters. Yeah, there's like egg. There's some retroist.com. Yeah, there's like a vampire one, and like there's some cool looking ones, like a Frankenstein looking one. Yeah, and this all ties in, and it's kind of cool because, Jurassic Park, if you, I think Jurassic Park's probably like the best dinosaur movie there ever was. Right? It's just got like all kinds of action. It's just classic. Um, yeah, like there's just so many cool iterations and versions. Oh, if you're not familiar with like Dinosaur Dracula, it's this one really awesome site where this guy is talking about all kinds of like vintage and retro stuff. If when I first came across Dinosaur Dracula, I was enmeshed with that whole thing, and I was scrolling down pages and just reading everything. I was just like, oh man, this is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome. That guy's got a good attention to detail, and there is the that YouTube channel that does the what is that guy's name? Forgot. I'll put an overlay. But yeah, there's some really cool people online who are like into retro stuff, and yeah, it's just cool stuff, man. It's really cool. This is like the one of the pinnacles. I just love the Mighty Max toys. I love these toys, and the McDonald's changeables I have a penchant for. I'm just very attracted to these weird and obscure toys, and I guess there's a little bit of a resurgence to some of these egg transformer type toys and stuff, and I just love it. I love these videos. I love this channel. Dinosaurs, they are what they are. If you can get your hands on a big old gigantic inflatable T-Rex, I recommend that, because it's cool to put into a corner and just, I don't know, it's just cool. Good times. I'm keeping you, but yeah, Dreamcast 84, y'all have a good one.